Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Star Wars Galaxy Fuel, not the free to play, the daily, day by day. Today's the 29th because it's after midnight, not because I had to work, just because it's been a night. Everything was going smoothly, and then the boy started not feeling good, and so he wouldn't eat, and so I put him in bed, and then he puked, and that's pretty much the story of the night. And my wife was going to go have a girls' weekend with some of her girls, and that fell through because the boy is puking. So that is no longer happening. And it's just one of those things. If she would have gone the last weekend, it would have been fine. If she would have gone the next weekend, it's just, I mean, because it's the end of March. That's just where we are. But I think he'll be fine tomorrow. I don't know what he's got. But he didn't eat anything for like most of the day, and then we played Mario Kart 8 earlier, and then after that he was kind of done with playing the games and started feeling bad, and I don't know. But he's sleeping up a storm because he's seriously tired, and just because of all the stuff we've been going through, just because of his sister wake him up early this morning crying, and the foster baby's got an ear infection again, and did I mention it was cold this week, and now that it's warm, it's raining, and just a show. A show, that's for sure. It's definitely there's definitely a lot of stuff going down, and it's not easy, convenient, whatever we want to call it, to deal with, but it's real, and it's what are you gonna do? It's only one way out. One way out. By the way, look at here. I don't know if I showed you this. My indoor. Where is it, dude? My indoor. Does that say it? Can you see it? Indoor one way out. A tumbler from season 1. Then my white indoor tumbler is. Hold on. It's right here. It's a great show. I'm hoping that season 2 does not fall flat, because it's it's the great hope for the fandom, because, like, as far as I know, I don't know. The last thing I heard is I haven't heard that there's anything else coming this year, so hopefully Tony Gilroy can do for season 2 exactly what he did for season 1. And I think I've mentioned this previously, but I'm nervous for season 2. And the reason I'm nervous is because they're cramming all 4 of the rest of the years leading up to the Battle of Scarif, up into the events of Rogue One, into one season. a year is going to take place over the course of 3 episodes, and you know, obviously there's characters that we didn't see in Rogue One that are in this series. So are they going to end up running? Are they going to end up surviving? Are they going to end up walking away? Are they going to end up turning heel turning? Are they going to, what's going to happen to them? And because they're very good, they're very good characters. Obviously, I do think that, I'm assuming no Cassian and K2SO, who K2SO is going to make it through. Mon Mothma, uh, Saw Gerrera, they're going to make it through. But the other players, what happens to them? Luthen, Claire, Bex, do they make it out, or do they make it through? Do they go off and do some other mission? Well, Cassian is doing the events of Rogue One. What happens there? That's one of my things that I'd like to get done. By the way, just heads up, after I get done filming this video, I'm going to film my monthly catch-up video. I know I'm a little late, but it's because I mentioned how much of the soup we did that we've been in. Today was relaxing because we didn't have the former foster son here, so it was a little bit quieter. The baby wasn't feeling great, and it was just it really gives you perspective when you have that. I mentioned in the daily video that Beaver was talking about how he thinks a JKCK Lightspeed bundle is coming probably 34 weeks from now, and so before the May the 4th, sometime around the time of the game's second anniversary, which is April 23rd, he believes that's going to come. Well, and he's like, it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be $50. Well, I don't know. You know that I have Marin up. Where the question is, I'm not even sure where my other people are. So if we look at Ufu's, Cal is there. Seer is here. I don't think I have Tarful. I don't know any reason I would have Tarful done. I don't have Tarful done. And that means I don't have Saw Gerrera done. Would I pull the trigger on it? It depends. Reverend Beaver is saying that he believes that it's going to be $50. I could see that. What in the world? With this Zeta? 2.5. I don't know if it works. But I know that Zeta, that's not the good Zeta. I know that Zeta's not great. The question is, does it matter? Does it matter? I don't know if it matters at all. It might not. It doesn't look like it will, but maybe it does. I don't know. We'll see. I'm on auto because it's GSC. So, but yeah, we got one. So, 2, 3, 4, clear. Wampa for the win, buddies. Wampa for the win. Kind of makes you wonder what do they expect? Oh, look at this. Look at this. AC, what's up, buddy? Okay. Talked about how people like Director Connect more than I do. Director Connect. I know how to. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to get through C, but you know, we'll just casually use CLS to burn through these geos. So that this only because so that makes this guy realize, hey, he's gotta try, because he can. I don't know. These are scrub Phoenix. We know that these are. They could be better. I didn't know that I had who over there. What does he have? Does he have anything else on his bench? Just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, he is. Hello there. So okay. Forget what I said because it doesn't matter. If he's got hello there. Okay. All right. I see. I hear you. Nothing to see here. I got you. Cool. Fine. Awesome. Perfect. Great, grand, whatever. Oh. Um, looking for, obviously, I think my kid's going to be fine. I hope he's going to be fine. Do I know that for a fact? No. But I suspect he is. And I'm looking forward to them being back in school, because this week, like, I was thinking about it, and I know they plan school holidays like way in advance before the year, so people can book stuff and whatever. But this is gonna sound crazy, okay? And I don't have any problem with Christmas vacation. I mean, yeah, Christmas vacation or Thanksgiving or whatever. But how about we do this? What if we do something crazy? Okay, hear me out. What if we look at the forecast? You see, we're not going to do it before March. And then in March, we're going to look at when it's warm. And if it's not going to be warm in March, we don't have spring break in March, which means we have to put it in April. And yes, maybe you do get spring break like a month before school gets out, but so what? If it's going to be nice, we find maybe it doesn't have to be perfectly nice, but okay. So we're talking in the Midwest, or we're talking probably north of, let's go north of Tennessee, right? And you can just draw a line, Obviously, if we need to go down for Arkansas or whatever, but the general line is Tennessee, and you can adjust it from there. And then, but like in April, like what we're doing is we're just looking for a week where there's not too much rain, and it's going to be warm. What do I mean by warm? For this, I'm gonna go north. That it needs to be at least 60 degrees, at least 60. Maybe you think it's too cold, and you could be right. So, how about this? How about we go somewhere between 60 and 65? Is that fine? I mean, I know that's still, but I think 65 is fine. Where it's going to be that for the majority of the week. It doesn't have to be it for the whole week, but it has to be majority dry and majority above 65, which we did not get. I mean, the last couple of days have been, yesterday and today have been over 65, but it rained. It rained earlier today on Friday, and then and the rest of the week it was fine, but it wasn't warm. So, and I know year by year and temperatures vary and fluctuate, and I'm not saying it's actually possible every year. I'm just saying that it should be something that we try to do. And I know that prevents people from being able to book vacations, but guess what? What that does is it puts you on the same footing with everybody else that has to plan spring break. Because they all do the same thing that you do. And, states can do whatever they want, but I think that's a pretty sensible idea. Hey, what if we just didn't schedule spring break? We still have Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that fun stuff, all the holidays, and we just took a look at the forecast, and obviously forecast changes, and so I know that, but use our best guess. And you can, and I understand that there's an argument to be made for, okay, we're doing it here. This is what it is. We're not changing, but it's like, when it works out, it works out. But like this week, I told you about my struggles because it just would have been so much easier if they just could have ran out some energy, if they could have been outside, if they didn't have to wear coats, if they were able to actually, if we could have been out and gone for a walk because it was warm enough for them to wear shorts. That would have been magical. It's just unfortunate that it didn't happen this year. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know that was a weird segue, but hey, that's what you paid me for. Not that you do it all, but that's okay. Anyway, thanks for being here. God bless. Hold the line, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.